What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. It's summer recap day number 4, and today we're going to talk about my go-to tank build. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Right, so this build is probably not what you're going to imagine right off the rip. There's one change, especially with the chest piece, that I think you'll think, actually, why is he doing that? So I'm going to show you the build first of all, and then what I'll do is I'm on a heroic mission halfway through from filming the day 3 video, and I'm just kind of wondering, I'll get the shield out and just kind of show it you in action. When it comes to, you know, a tank build, I mean, it can be good in some reason, you know, in some respects, but in some others, it's probably not something you're going to solo a mission with. Now, if you're going to use this, I use this one exactly for Morozova at the end of the Iron Horse race. Iron Horse raid. But it has come in other places where I've needed to use it. So if you're in a team and legendary that's struggling a little bit, I've been able to use this just to kind of get that team through. So it totally depends on what you're doing where this will be useful, but definitely one worth having in your arsenal. Right, okay, so this is the build. Now, a couple of things just to go, you know, they're very specific to this build and you might want to swap them around depending on what you're doing. One being the demo. The reason I've got demo on a couple of things with this is it gives your team 5% damage to targets out of cover. Really, really good buff for your team. Like I said before, if you're in a new team, legendary or something like that, you can provide them with that damage bonus, essentially, without you actually having to do any damage, which is nice. Secondly, this Ravenous was because I was doing Morozova. So Morozova, you can interrupt with the Ravenous whenever you need to. When she's going to call the strike on your team, it's really good for that. But it's actually not a bad rifle to use right now, because obviously you can shoot and get bonus armor. But it totally depends. You're not really being a tank if you've, you know, not got your shield out. So, you know, there is that to think about as well. Now, I am using the TDI custom card. I absolutely love this. You don't have to use this. My shield is already tier 6. So you can see here, so the extra tier that I will have from this doesn't actually matter. But you can use whatever you want here. You could use a regular card if you wanted to. Although I do like to run Breadbasket when I'm running a tank build, because landing body shots adds a stack of 55% headshot damage, and it just lets you kill some enemies. You know, the damage is actually pretty good if you play around with that. You're not going to get any awards for DPS Hero of the Year or anything like that. But yeah, definitely worth just having that on the, and like I say, with my card anyway, it's got the skill tier on, so you can just really roll the talent to whatever you want. It's just a useful gun to have in your inventory. We'll go through the set first of all, the gear set. So Foundry Bulwark is just simply the best tank build in the game. Nothing really ever comes close to it, even though we have had some that have tried. You get 10% total armor, 1% armor regen, 50% extra shield health, and then makeshift repairs, which basically make the entire build. Whenever you or your shield take damage, 25% of that amount is repaired to both, not just you and your shield, over 10 seconds. And everywhere you're going to see, I'm going to have armor regen rolled, armor, and then I've got protection from elites, because obviously this is meant to be when I was in a raid or something, you know, a legendary or something particular difficult. You could spec into a certain hazard if you needed that instead of the protection from elite mods. And same with the armor regen. If you needed a specific amount of Hasbro, you could change that off. But I've never really come across something where I really needed to. The backpack has armor regen and protection from elites, but we also get the makeshift repairs down to 5 seconds, which again is really, really good. Then we've got the gloves with armor regen, and then we've got the holster with armor regen. No surprises there. First hard piece to get is the Emperor's Guard. Mine's double stacked with armor regen and an armor core there as well. Absolutely stunning piece. Comes in loads. And you know, I've even used this sometimes and switched the core attribute to red and put it in with a striker's build just for the armor regen. It's really, really nice. And then the piece that you're wondering, why am I running this? And it's not appointment. Like, you would think, hang on, why is he not running appointment here? Well, I wanted to double down into the armor regen, and Bellstone give you armor regen. So that's why I've gone with this, just to have as much armor regen in this build as possible. the extra armor that I would get from running a point man, I mean, you would get it as the one-piece bonus because it is healer guard, and then you get a little bit of extra from Vanguard. I just don't ever found that it was actually worth it. For me, as survivability as a tank, the 1% doesn't sound like a lot, but when you stack it all up together, all of a sudden, that bar is moving, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Then you can see I've got health and armor regen. I would love for this to have been Hasbro and armor regen, but I've just never been able to come across one. Quite a hard piece to get for some reason. And then protection from elites, and again, like I said, you can change that to whatever you like. When it comes to mods in your shield, you're going to want as much shield health and active regeneration as you can possibly get in it, and if you can expertise the thing as well, it's going to be even better. So I'm not really going to try and kill anything in here. I'm just going to go in and kind of survive for a bit. It's only on heroic this, so we're not going to win any awards for surviving. Obviously I've got a decoy on as well, so if you do feel like you're taking a lot of damage, you kind of can. So obviously we know now that makeshift repairs is kicking in, and these guys are generally just gonna have a real hard time killing me, even if I let them shoot me in the back a little bit like I was there with this guy here on the minigun. Just gonna stay here for a bit. But I mean, if your teammates haven't killed him by now, there's really is something wrong. And it is going to be my shield that's eventually going to go. The armor regen is rapid. When that guy shot me in the back, let's just turn around. I mean, we could put it away, but we are going to get killed pretty quickly. But I mean, look at that now. The shield's going back up again before it's even, and my health's back up again. Essentially, you're pretty invincible as long as you play it the right way, right? You would just kind of move out the way for a minute. Maybe use the decoy. Put the shield away. Pop it back out again. What happened then, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I really need to show you. And yeah, it's a really good tank build, and it just gets me by all situations, you know, that I've ever kind of come across, really. There's never really been anything that I can't adapt to this, anything that I can't put into it just to kind of make it work. It's just really, really good. Anyway, that is going to be it for day 4 of the DJ Tickle Summer Recap. Tomorrow we are going to be doing Ongoing Directive, another one of my faves. So don't forget to tune in for that. Like, share, comment and subscribe. As always, do me a favor and help me out. Them likes really do, and comments really do help boost the channel visibility. Thanks for watching, agents, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.